Carlton won 5 of their last 6 games against Port Adelaide. They're taking them on this Sunday afternoon, just after lunch at Etihad Stadium. $1.36 for the Blues, $3.20, and the line is 18.5 points for Port Adelaide. Betts is out suspended, Ellard injured, Yaron injured, Inns, the possibility to come in, Waite, Rowe, Joseph, Bootsma, Bell, and Menzel, Parko, the Blues.
And that's the exciting thing here. Menzel, the last name you mentioned, this kid we all know can play. He's coming back off the second knee reconstruction. Brothers had 3. It runs in the family a bit. This boy hopefully will stand up and deliver against the talent which he has. I hope so. Despite the spirited comeback in the finish last week, I thought the Carlton supporters would have been extremely disappointed with the 3 quarters of lack of real grunt, in my opinion. They showed some at the finish, but it was far too late. They've just got to make up their mind, Carlton, about their forward structure. They're not going to kick goals. They had it in, I think, their forward fit for 12 minutes longer than the opposition, couldn't score. So let's get that right in terms of the bigs and the small and the structure.
They lack for a bloke who can mark the ball, who's very mobile. They really lack for that.
Well, Waite's back in. Waite can do it. Whether he stands up and does it all the time is another question.
Talk about key defenders, Shorey. Jamison down the other end of the ground. Look, you hurt his shoulder on the weekend, but there was some vision here, and you see Nick Riewoldt take the mark. You see vision of Jamison out the back. But look there, as a defensive mechanism, if you like, he's looking at the scoreboard to find out where possibly the kicker is or where his direct opponent is in Riewoldt. Look, it didn't work for him on that occasion, quite obviously. And I don't know about the timing of doing it when the ball's 55 metres out from goal, but it is a tool.
Normally 100 metres away from that.
If it's 100 metres away, then it's a good tool that defenders certainly use today, just to see where the ball's moving. If it's going to the fat side of the ground, they know where to start to position themselves. Especially if their eyesight's a little bit down.
I'd love
to get the answer from Jamison whether he was looking at the scoreboard or not.
Chris Langford used to do that at Waverley. And let's just say for the camera's sake, you're the forward, I'm Langford the backman, they're your goals behind, so you want to lead up here, the ball's up that way. Langford would turn his back on the ball and just watch the screen, you screen, just do that. And then when the ball got close enough, he'd sort of turn a bit side on and get on his toes ready to cover the lead. So he corralled his forward into that, but watched him off the screen.
There you go. That's good for all those defensive junior coaches out there.
He did it a bit better than Jamo did. Let's have a look at Port Adelaide ins and outs now. Stewart omitted, Heath omitted, and the possibilities come in: Lobby, Logan, Cassisi, Stewart and Hitchcock. Who's got them? Jono, back to you.
Yeah, 2 losses in a row now for Port Adelaide. Poor start versus Richmond, which really cost them last weekend. Boak's in excellent form. Schultz is starting to get on the scoreboard. Westhoff needs to start to find the footy once again, as does Hartlett through the midfield. And Kane Mitchell, I hope he gets a start this week. He started a sub, I think, on every occasion that he's put on the Port Adelaide jumper and been a spark for them. But I'd like to see him now over 4 quarters, because I think he can add a fair bit of bite to them over an entire game.
Looks like Daniel Day-Lewis in The Last of the Mohicans. Cool. Hey, good on you, mate. Yeah, not that means anything. Okay, let's have a look at the Vero performance indicators now, and Port Adelaide are really standing out there at the moment. Rounds 1 to 5, 114 points for. They're down 37 points in the last 2 outings. Points scored against them, they've gone up 25 points. That's 4 goals, 103 in the last 2 rounds, and as I say, they're down to 78, 1 to 5. But the bloke who's the real litmus test for them, Justin Westhoff, in rounds 1 to 4, he kicked 13, 91 over those 4 rounds. In the last 3 rounds, no goals, 4 behinds, 4 points. That's a massive drop in input to the team. Now, I know there are other things that can be counted into that and factored into that, but that's a great reflection on his ability to score, if that's his role that he plays within the game. Who are we going for in the tips here? The Blues and the Power, Jono.
Blues.
Blues all over it. We've gone the clean sweep on the Blues.